Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Taylor, aka Silver Fox, and here on this channel I talk about classic literature, films, pop culture, and whatever I feel like talking about. And today I feel like talking about my favorite poetry collections. Before we get started today, I want to take a minute because I have a lot to say. I am so happy right now. And so I really want to take a minute before I get this video started to thank all of you so freaking much that I don't even have words. Let me take a minute. As of recording this on Saturday, my subscriber count stands at 1.8 thousand. 1,800 people have subscribed to this channel in the past couple of days. What? When I posted my most recent video, I had 80 subscribers, and now I have 1,800. Okay. And also, as of recording this, my view count on my most recent video stands at 28,000. Y'all, if you watched my last video, you know I was so psyched about reaching 75 subscribers and that my last video had 300 views on it. And now this one that I just posted on Monday, not even a full week ago, has 28,000. I have just been so full of happiness and excitement the past couple of days. I really just don't have words for it. I don't mean to sound like I'm so greedy for numbers, but it's just been so unexpected, and seeing all the positive comments and even the criticisms, just seeing it all come in, and you guys, all of that reception, it means so much to me. The kindness, the taking time out of your day, not only to watch an hour and 20-minute long video, but then to leave a really well thought out and well worded review full of kind comments and constructive criticism, that means the world to me. I also linked my Ko-Fi in that video, and I'll link it here again. I was having problems with the link, but several people donated to it, and I'm gonna be honest, I sat on my floor and I cried. I straight up sat on my floor and cried because I was so overwhelmed with emotion, not just about the whole channel, but specifically the donations. I am so grateful for every single one of you. Please don't ever feel like pressured or inclined to donate. I do need money, but so does everyone else, so don't feel like I deserve your money more than you do, because it's just absolutely not true. But I am so freaking grateful for every single donation. Like, I already feel, it hasn't been a ton of money, but it just feels like such a life-changing amount of money. This account isn't even monetized yet, and I've gotten donations, and I've gotten kind comments and compliments and so much support and love that I don't even have words for it, because I wasn't prepared for this. So I didn't even I wasn't like, what am I gonna say when my channel blows up? I gotta start, I gotta start thinking about that, because I wasn't expecting it. And this is, I don't mean to ramble on, but I just really want you guys to know how grateful I am for it. And it would feel wrong to post this video without taking a minute beforehand to share how grateful I am for all of it. I recorded this video before I posted my other one, so I didn't have anything in there like preparing for the fact that this one got like a ton of views. Which I still can't believe even as I'm saying it. I put a lot of work into it, and I'm really proud of it. And this video isn't scripted. It's not a video essay. I just quickly recorded some of my favorite poetry collections. I didn't necessarily have time this past week to work on another video essay, but those are absolutely coming because I love making them. I love doing the research. I love putting it all together and compiling it. I think it's so much fun because video essays are my favorite videos to watch on YouTube. I enjoy them, and they're also just so fun to make. And I really enjoy posting something, creating something that has a purpose, a meaning, like a direction. I've already received so many comments saying that my video has prompted them to use ChatGPT less or not at all, or to try to cut more AI out of their life. And that means so much more to me than like going viral for any meme or anything, because that's like real world impact, you know? And the reason I made that video about AI is because it is a very important topic for me and for everyone, I think. It is so pervasive in our society, and I think a lot of people just don't understand it. I don't even fully understand it. It's really hard to grasp everything that AI is doing, how it works. But I shared what I did know, and I hope it was helpful. I think it has already been helpful for some people, and it means a lot to know that I've done something that has like value, not monetary value, but like mental and emotional, and like, you know what I'm trying to say. I'm getting so lost in my words. I promise that I promise I don't just always drone on like this. It's just really overwhelming, but in a really amazing way. I don't know about you guys, but I am so freaking excited for the future of this channel. I already was, even when my videos were getting 200 views, but now I'm kind of nervous. Like, you guys are watching me. I don't want to let you down. And so, I am so sorry that this is just a quick little review of some poetry collections. I didn't have a script. I was just talking about them and reading some of the poems out. But again, future scripted video essays are coming. I have lots of topics that mean a lot to me, that I'm passionate about, that I cannot wait to discuss with you all. And if you have any suggestions, any kind of video essays, any topics, there are so many fruit flies in here. Any topics you think that you would want me to cover, that you think would be interesting, please feel free to share. Do not hesitate to say, I would love to see a video about XYZ, because I would love to make a video about XYZ. So yeah, I think that's all I have to say right now. I feel like I should make a whole hour-long video just to thank you guys, because this is so awesome. I've truly not been able to stop smiling for like the past couple days. I've been so overwhelmed with joy. But I don't want to put you guys through that, so that's all. That's all I have to say. Now, back to the video. Just in case you don't know, I love poetry. I really love a wide variety of genres, but poetry is something that's very personal to me. Because the genre is inherently personal, the majority of poems are written about people's individual life experiences, and some of it's fiction, but even the poems that are fiction are usually based in real, raw emotions, which is true for a lot of literature, but it's just especially prevalent in poetry, which is the perfect medium for declarations of love and sorrow, and I love poetry. Let's get right into it. I have no script today. I'm just going to be talking about my opinions about these books, so I'm sorry if I don't explain them well. The first author I want to talk about today is Robert Frost. I have a lot of books by Robert Frost. I would probably recommend this collection, The Road Not Taken and Other Poems. I know that it's a bit cliche to list him as one of your favorite authors. He is one of the most famous ones out there. There's probably a lot of cliches in my list of favorites, but I genuinely love his work. I mean, The Road Not Taken isn't even my favorite poem by him. One of his poems that I really love is Mending Wall, and I'm not going to read it all, but I'm going to have it up here on the screen if you want to pause it and read it. It's hard to say exactly which collection by Robert Frost I would recommend the most. I would honestly just say read all of it. If you have access to the collected poems of Robert Frost, definitely get that.
Stopping by woods on a snowy evening. Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near, between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep.
Speaking of collected poems, the next book on my recommendations is The Collected Poems of Emily Dickinson. She has really mastered the art of writing poems, especially short, really succinctly written poems, and she is proof that just because a poem is short, it is not bad. I think the current landscape of poetry has really shifted towards really short poems, and I don't think the fact that the poems are short is the problem with a lot of the reason why most modern poems, Instagram poetry, Tumblr poetry doesn't really land. It's about the way they're written, because you absolutely can have a really gorgeous poem that hits home that is 5 lines long. If I just flip through this book to any page and stop, I will land on a poem that is absolutely beautiful. For example, here's one right now. I just flipped to a random page and I'm going to read you a poem. When night is almost done and sunrise grows so near that we can touch the spaces, it's time to smooth the hair and get the dimples ready and wonder we could care for that old faded midnight that frightened but an hour. She knows how to write poetry, okay? You could flip to any poem in this collection and find something really, really gorgeously written. And she has such a unique voice and style that you can tell on its own, without any surrounding context, that this poem was written by Emily Dickinson. A triumph may be of several kinds. There's triumph in the room, when the old imperator death by faith is overcome. There's triumph of the finer mind, when truth, affronted long, advances calm to her supreme, her God, her only throng. A triumph when temptation's bribe is slowly handed back, when I upon the heaven renounced, and want upon the rack. Severe triumph by himself experienced, who can pass, acquitted from that naked bar, Jehovah's countenance. Again, I'm just flipping through and reading some of these. I noticed people disappeared when but a little child. Suppose they visited remote or settled regions wild. Now know I they both visited and settled regions wild, but did because they died, a fact withheld the little child. I also deeply relate to Emily Dickinson because I too am a hermit who never leaves my house. I very much relate to the fact that in her later years, she just did not leave her house. And that wasn't necessarily a good thing, but I relate to it. Two more poetry collections that I don't have here because I borrowed them from the library are The New and Selected Poems by Mary Oliver and West Winds by Mary Oliver. I don't have those here, but those were both really good. I do have these. I have Felicity and Thirst by Mary Oliver, which I'm excited to read because I loved both of her other collections. Her poems had these beautiful tone of nature. To me, her poems feel like sitting outside, feeling the breeze upon her face and realizing that you're here, that you exist, and life is beautiful because of that. They're just very calming. Her poems to me just have such a calm aura to them. I just flipped to a random page and I'm going to read you a poem. It is called Whistling Swans. Let's see what it says, because I haven't actually read this one yet. Do you bow your head when you pray, or do you look up into that blue space? Take your choice. Prayers fly from all directions. And don't worry about what language you use. God no doubt understands them all. Even when the swans are flying north and making such a ruckus of noise, God is surely listening and understanding. Rumi said, there is no proof of the soul. But isn't the return of spring and how it springs up in our hearts a pretty good hint? Yes, I know. God's silence never breaks, but is that really a problem? There are thousands of voices after all. And furthermore, don't you imagine, I just suggested, that the swans know about as much as we do about the whole business? So listen to them and watch them singing as they fly. Take from it what you can. I didn't even specifically select this one, I just flipped to it, but my goodness, that really captures the heart of all of her poetry. Even when the swans are flying north and making such a ruckus of noise, God is surely listening and understanding. She just has such a way of describing nature and making you feel like you're in it and you're a part of it. Because we are, but it's such a beautiful reminder of it, the way she describes everything. And while I disagree that God's silence never really breaks, I love the way she said it. There are 1,000 voices after all. And furthermore, don't you imagine that the swans know about as much as we do about the whole business? So listen to them and watch them singing as they fly. Take from it what you can. Take what you can from nature, all that surrounds you, your whole life. Take it and hold on to it and understand it and derive understanding from it. Read Mary Oliver.
When I am among the trees, especially the willows and the honey locust. Equally the beech, the oaks, and the pines. They give off such hints of gladness. I would almost say that they save me, and daily. I am so distant from the hope of myself, in which I have goodness and discernment, and never hurry through the world, but walk slowly and bow often. Around me the trees stir in their leaves and call out, "Stay a while." The light flows from their branches, and they call again. It's simple, they say, and you too have come into the world to do this, to go easy, to be filled with light, and to shine.
Another poetry collection is Ariel by Sylvia Plath. I really loved so much of this, and I know Sylvia Plath wasn't the best person. She's certainly not someone you should look to for influence, but I think she had such a beautiful way of writing that really puts you into whatever she's describing. I'm not going to talk on this one for too long, but I do think this is a beautiful collection. Also, again, not a specific collection, but John Keats. I love his work so much. I am honestly such a huge fan of John Keats. I've read so much of his work. Something so beautiful is that some of his greatest works were not even his finished poems, but the letters he wrote to his friends and family, because there is so much wrapped in there. He has such a beautiful way of speaking, and when he was unfiltered and he wasn't trying to sound poetic, which he did a really good job of sounding poetic and just creating beautiful works, but when he was just speaking unfiltered to his loved ones, he had so much to say. And when I checked out these books from the library and I was reading it, I wanted to underline everything. Do not deface library books. I've seen some people reviewing books that they got from the library on here, and they will write in it, and they will throw those books around, and they will dog-ear pages. This is public property. That is not your book. Do not write in it. And believe you me, people definitely do write in library books, but you shouldn't. Support your local libraries and respect the library book, okay?
Poppies in October. Even the sun clouds this morning cannot manage such skirts, nor the woman in the ambulance whose red heart blooms through her coat so astoundingly. A gift, a love gift, utterly unasked for, by a sky palely and flamily igniting its carbon monoxides, by eyes dulled to a halt under bowlers. Oh my God, what am I, that these late mouths should cry open in a forest of frost, in a dawn of cornflowers.
Another one is Oculus by Sally Wynne Mao. I have never seen anyone talk about this collection, but I absolutely loved it, so I'm going to recommend it here. Again, another book I got from the library, so I do not have any poems from that to read to you to explain just how gorgeous it is, but you should read it. Oculus by Sally Wynne Mao. Also, Life on Mars by Tracy K. Smith. Sally Wynne Mao and Tracy K. Smith are both very recent authors. They're both currently still publishing works, but these are my favorites by both of them. Life on Mars was named after the song by David Bowie, and if I remember correctly, there was even a poem in there inspired by that. And like the first half of the book is completely spaced themed, which I love. I love Mary. Come here, boy. I am a huge space nerd, okay? I'm a sucker for anything space themed, so I really ate up these poems, not just because they were well written, but because they were well written about space. Okay, I will admit, I go crazy for space-themed things. I love space. I love space-themed art. That's one reason why I love Van Gogh. I know Starry Night is such a cliche painting, and he definitely has better ones, but I love Starry Night, and also Starry Night Over the Rhone, which I have hanging on my wall over here. I love these because I love the stars. I love the night sky. I love space. I love studying space in my free time. Not a lot of people know that I really wanted to get a PhD in astrophysics, and I still do. I have since I was like 17 years old. I have not had the opportunity to go to college, and that is something I definitely hope I can do in the future, because I still want to get a PhD in astrophysics. I love it.
The United States welcomes you. Why and by whose power were you sent? What do you see that you may wish to steal? Why this dancing? Why do your dark bodies drink up all the light? What are you demanding that we feel? Have you stolen something? Then what is that leaping in your chest? What is the nature of your mission? Do you seek to offer a confession? Have you anything to do with others brought by us to harm? Then why are you afraid? And why do you invade our night? Hands raised, eyes wide, mute as ghosts. Is there something you wish to confess? Is this some enigmatic type of test? What if we fail? How and to whom do we address our appeal?
And the final one I'm going to be talking about today, because I am just trying to go through these very quickly and not sit here and read you all of the poems from every single one of them. Goblin Market by Christina Rossetti. The titular poem in this collection, Goblin Market,
It is the titular rule! No!
is really, really good. It is the longest poem in this collection, but it's very well written. This was one of the first books I started to tab, so as you can see there's only about 3 tabs in here because I was too nervous to do more. But I have a lot of underlines in here and a lot of notes because a lot of these poems just spoke to me. I'm just going to flip through and read a couple random poems for you from this collection. And also, please forgive me for how I read these. I am not an orator. This one's called Remember. It's a sonnet. It says, "Remember me when I am gone away, gone far away into the silent land, when you can no more hold me by the hand, nor I have turned to go yet turning stay. Remember me when no more day by day you tell me of our fortune that you planned. Only remember me, you understand. It will be late to counsel then or pray, yet if you should forget me for a while, and afterwards remember, do not grieve. For if the darkness and corruption leave a vestige of the thoughts that I once had, better by far you should forget and smile than that you should remember and be sad." I won't read you this whole one, but I'm going to read you a piece of this poem. L.E.L. Her heart was breaking for a little love. Perhaps some saints in glory guess the truth. Perhaps some angels read it as they move, and cry to one another full of ruth. Her heart is breaking for a little love. Though other things have birth, and leap and sing for mirth, when springtime wakes and clothes and feeds the earth. Yet saith a saint, take patience for thy scathe. Yet saith an angel, wait for thou shalt prove. True best is last, true life is born of death. O thou heart broken for a little love. Then love shall fill thy girth, and love make fat thy dearth, when new springs build new heavens and clean new earth. I think this specific collection has 53 poems, and I didn't necessarily read you the best ones, I just flipped to some, but I really love this collection. I really love the spirituality in her poems. A lot of them are about God. If that's not your thing, don't read it, but I love that a lot of her poems are about God. And let me read you just one more. This one is called Echo. Come to me in the silence of the night. Come in the speaking silence of a dream. Come with soft rounded cheeks and eyes as bright as sunlight on a stream. Come back in tears, O memory, hope, love of finished years. O dream how sweet, too bittersweet, whose wakening soul should have been in paradise, where souls brimful of love abide and meet, where thirsting, longing eyes watch the slow door, that opening, letting in, lets out no more. Yet come to me in dreams, that I may live my very life again, though cold in death. Come back to me in dreams, that I may give pulse for pulse, breath for breath. Speak low, lean low, as long ago, my love, how long ago. I could talk all day about a bunch of different poetry collections and all the poems in these collections that I love, but I don't want to read them all out to you because I don't think you want to hear me read them all. This is just a handful of poetry collections that I really love, and I thought I'd share them with you. I have also, in fact, written my own poetry collection called Roaring Twenties by Taylor C. Milnes. And I know you're not supposed to do this, but I will admit that I am not super crazy about some of the poems in there now. I have received a lot of beautiful, positive reception to this book, and there are so many poems in there that I still really love, and that, not to brag, but I think I did a good job on. But I truly feel I have improved so much in my writing style, in my emotional intelligence, and my ability to articulate myself since I have written this last collection. And although I'm going to tell you it's not the best, I'm not ashamed of it. But Roaring Twenties is still something that I'm very proud of, and it is available on Amazon if anyone wants to buy it. But if this isn't an ad for my poetry collections, I decided today that I was going to talk about the poetry books that I love, and when I was getting them off my shelf, I saw my collection and I thought, I have to promote myself. I can't pass up that opportunity. Because, I'm broke. I don't have a lot of money. So if you want to buy my book, that would be so cool. Alright, I think that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this and you want to hear more of my favorite book collections in the future, I think the next one I might do might be my favorite literary fiction, and just, my favorite of XYZ genre. If you like this video or any of my other videos, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment below telling me your favorite poetry collections, because I would love to know. I would love recommendations. Please feel free to share a copy link, because that really helps with the algorithm. And yeah, I hope you have a good day. That's all I have for you. And that's all, folks. Goodbye.